So guys, today we're gonna be reacting to some scariest stories by Llama Art. So let's get this started. Here we go.
You can see some weird things when you're tired, but the thing
This first one is called Scariest Hallucinations People Have Had animated, sorry.
about this story, I wasn't tired. Me and the family were on vacation to some resort in a very rural area of Pennsylvania to make the setting creepier. There weren't many young people there for me and my brothers to hang out with.
Okay.
It seemed like more of an adult resort. But then one day when I was walking outside of the main lodge of the resort, I for some reason looked up to a window on the second floor and saw a teenage girl looking down at me.
What?
From that distance, she looked kinda cute, so I gave her a wave. But she didn't show any sign of reaction,
No sign? Okay.
so I just moved on.
Yeah.
However, later that same day, I was so bored that I was sitting on the swing set at the little playground of the resort, and that's when I saw the same girl again. She was a little ways away from me, down past the playground, close to the tree line, and she was just standing there, staring at me. Being a teenage guy, my hormones controlled my body, and so I got off the swing and began walking over to her. As I started getting closer to her, I realized she wasn't as cute as I thought she was.
No.
There was something about her face that just gave off a creepy vibe. I can't put my finger on it, but if I had to say, I think it would have to do with her eyes and her mouth.
Whoa.
I'd say once I got about halfway over to her, she turned around completely and ran into the woods.
What?
And I mean she full on ran into the woods. I stopped in my tracks, completely turned off. This girl seemed like a freaky stalker. I didn't see her the rest of our stay at the resort.
Wait. Hold on.
I didn't see her
Is that a portal? Sure, that's a portal.
the rest of our stay at the resort. During the car ride home, miles and miles away from the resort, I was thinking about her. How maybe if I followed her into the woods, I could have gotten laid, even though there was something off about her face. But then what I saw next made me feel like my heart dropped into my stomach. Looking down ahead, I saw the same girl standing by the tree line on the side of the highway. As we sped past her, I saw her head turn so that she was always looking right at me,
No
even
way.
through the tinted minivan windows. I asked my parents if they saw her, and they just responded, "Saw who?"
That's
Soon
Chi-Chi.
afterwards, I accepted that it was all in my head,
That's Chi-Chi
and
from
that the
Dragon
girl
Balls.
was never even there.
What? Is that it? That's it! Okay! This next one is called 4 Creepiest Two-Sentence Stories Animated. So, let's go.
The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07
Okay.
before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her
Whoa!
other hand muffling my screams.
No way!
I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream.
Oh!
As I saw my alarm clock read 12:06,
What?
I heard my closet door creak open.
Okay, hold on. You guys probably cannot hear me. There we go.
Growing up with cats and dogs, I got used to the sound of scratching at my door while I slept.
Whoa.
Now that I live alone, it's much more unsettling.
Oh!
I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed."
What?
I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under
What?
the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
Somebody on your... What? That's creepy as hell.
I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face, until one day when I realized that she was always looking just behind me.
What the... What? That's it? That was just... Oh, okay. Okay, it's up to move on to the next one. This next one is called Hitchhiking Horror Stories. So let's go.
Three months after I turned 16 in 2005, I got my first car. a 99 Toyota Camry.
Yes.
On a warm Saturday night, when my friend Alex invited me over to one of his friend's big parties, I knew I wouldn't be in a condition to drive the Camry home afterward. So we carpooled with Alex's girlfriend Brianna. We lived in the countryside of Virginia, meaning less big parties,
Her glasses
meaning when there
look
was a
kinda
big
look like
party it was a
fire.
huge deal and everyone would go. We lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from this kid's house. I knew where he lived as I was acquainted with him, but not exactly friends. The whole ride there, we took the same 2-lane highway type road through the woods, and this kid's house was actually on this road further down.
Okay.
At certain points on this road, there were a few houses on either side, and then it would just go back to being a long, empty highway again.
Huh.
The house was tiny, like a lot of houses around the area, but the party was held outside anyways, since his closest neighbors were relatively far away, and noise wasn't an issue. I'll skip most of the party up until the point that Brianna, who was supposed to be our designated driver, had to suddenly leave for a small family emergency.
What?
Alex said it was fine and that we'd find a ride home. Well, fast forward another few hours and another few drinks, and I could barely even walk straight. I checked my watch, and it was like 2 in the morning. I
What?
figured it was time to go.
Yes, it was.
I started looking for Alex, but I couldn't find him anywhere. In fact, it seemed like everybody I knew had already left.
Oh!
I could barely even think straight, but I was still furious at the fact that Alex could have actually left without me.
Bro, like that's...
I asked to use the party host's phone and dialed Alex's home number. After 2 tries, I gave up and then realized I shouldn't wake his family up.
Oh, yeah,
So,
you should
literally
realize.
not knowing what else to do, I dizzily stepped out onto the road and began walking back home. I knew this walk would take anywhere from half an hour to an hour in my condition.
Walking slowly is like
Maybe
you feel
after
sleepy.
15 minutes of walking down the road, the slight shine of car headlights on the road was fading in from behind me. Jumping for joy inside, I lifted up my arm and stuck out my thumb.
There we go.
As the car neared, it slowed down and came to a stop right next to me. The man driving the '98 Ford Explorer rolled down the window and asked where you headed. I told him my house was just down the road and beyond a right turn, probably slurring my words beyond comprehension. He chuckled and told me to hop in. I thanked him and joyously hopped into the truck. I was exhausted, and I remember completely disregarding things the guy was asking me because I was so close to just passing out.
Yep,
And that's what happened. The memories of being in that truck turned to a fog, as I'm sure I passed out.
Yep, you did pass out. What? Still in the truck?
The next thing I remember, I woke up still in the moving truck.
What?
The guy looked at me and laughed, but didn't say anything.
He's evil.
I looked around and realized the road we were on wasn't familiar.
Yes, it is
I
not.
nervously asked, where are we going?
Yes, where are we
He
going?
then said, so what were you doing out this late anyway?
Bro, answer the question,
As the
bro.
man answered my very straightforward question with another irrelevant question, the sobering reality of the situation hit me.
Oh my.
You can let me out anywhere,
Yeah, please.
I told the man. The man responded with a firm no.
What?
I felt like throwing up as he said that. No, I really actually felt like I was going to throw up.
Oh!
I started to gag as I felt more and more nauseous by the second. The man took his eyes off the road to look at me, and that's when I thought of the perfect distraction.
Yes.
I
There we
turned in
go.
his direction as I continued to gag, and he started to kind of lean away and slow down the car.
Ugh.
Thankfully, I drank as much as I did because I finally threw up and made a point of doing it all over the man's lap.
There you go.
The man yelled in frustration and stopped the car, and that's when I took it upon
Yes.
myself to run for my life into
Yes.
the woods and
Run
duck
for
behind
your
a
life,
few
bro.
bushes. The man came following into the woods with a flashlight, and on 2 separate occasions, he shined the light straight over me without noticing.
What? How?
Eventually, I heard his footsteps walk even further into the woods past me. That was when I ran back to his truck, but unfortunately, he was smart enough to lock it. By some miracle, I saw another car approaching in the distance, and I ran out into the middle of the street, waving my arms like a
Oh.
lunatic. The car tried to avoid me, but I wouldn't let it. They were
plus-
forced to stop, and I yelled at them to help me before they came back. Once I told them that I
And plus, that Ford Explorer is not even yours.
was kidnapped by the man who was driving that Ford Explorer, the driver agreed to give me a lift. Not to the
Yes.
police station or anything, but to my house.
Thanks.
I made it back safely where I couldn't thank the driver enough. I immediately woke up my parents and told them. My dad wanted to know if I got his tag number, and then I felt like punching myself in the face.
Oh my.
I failed to get the simplest information from the guy that would have allowed me to actually properly report him. All I knew was that he drove a faded blue 99 Ford Explorer.
Yeah.
I made sure to give Alex a piece of my mind, and part of me always held a grudge against him ever since, just for abandoning me at a party without telling me.
Yes, for God.
I haven't seen him in 4 years now, however, and this was actually the first time I even thought about this incident for almost a year now. As time goes on, even the worst of memories may start to fade, but after writing this to share with the internet, it's once again fresh in my mind.
Fresh in my mind. That's gotta be... Those memories may start again fresh in my mind. That's it. Alright.
There's nothing more powerful